Dad's dream to talk about his favorite team with the son of digging the stats. Come and join us, nerding on the Dbacks.
Hello, welcome to Nerd on the Dbacks, the best
And only
father-son baseball show.
in America.
Yep, they don't got this in Peru.
Peru, okay, that works. I don't think we've
Yeah.
used Peru yet.
Yep.
All right, sweet. Well, welcome, please, if you're here, which you are if you're hearing us. Like, comment, subscribe, rate, review, and of course, channel your inner kindergartner.
And share.
Yeah. And we got some links down below if you want to check us out on some other platforms, including X, where we post a lot of fun information. And then we're going to break it out like we always do. Little personalized stuff. We went camping this past weekend like we talked about. Highlight of camping. Limerick locked himself in one of the campers with the keys. And he was in there for what, probably 20 minutes?
Yeah?
Yeah, all by himself. Couldn't get him out.
Yeah.
There were some people a little worried that we were going to have to break a window open to get him out of there, which would have been terrible.
He's not that young.
And so, but Phoenix, finally, the Limerick Whisperer, you were able to get him out. Want to mention, I skipped one part. I'm Dad, a.k.a. Chris.
And I'm Son, a.k.a. Phoenix.
Yeah, so that's who I'm referencing. And so you finally talked him through it and got him out. That was awesome.
Yeah.
And then, we went fishing for the first time. Didn't catch anything.
Yeah.
And then did a lot of paddleboarding and canoeing.
Yeah.
Jumped off some massive rocks. Yeah.
Well.
What, about 15 feet up or so?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was pretty awesome. Pretty epic. And then did some rope swinging, which was great, into the water. So had a lot of fun. And of course, today we get to do Did You Really Just Say That? And Did You Really Just Say That? Tell them what Did You Really Just Say That is.
Did you really just say that? It's a prediction show, and we do predictions that must be quantifiable, and we will track hits, batting average, doubles, home runs. We will decide on the hit type for each prediction when we make it.
That's right. Well said.
You said that. Really?
So we have got to start off with, of course, every episode. You really said that. Before we get into making new predictions, we got to talk about the predictions we got wrong, and some of them right. And so, Son, you start off by telling all the boys and girls and ladies and gentlemen and
JDs and gentlemen.
dogs and cats and anyone else who might be listening.
And Dbacks.
Yeah, and Dbacks players and personnel.
Probably not, but...
Maybe. So tell them what you got right and what you got wrong.
Well, I got Dbacks will win both Pirate series. I got that for a double.
He really said that? Yes.
Yes. I said Corbin Carroll will lead the team in steals at the end of July, and I also got that.
Yep. Good for a single.
Yep. Dbacks will hit 2+ home runs in one game of the National Series.
Yeah, and they did. I think they did it twice, actually. They did it in 2 different games. They've been hitting lots of homers.
I got a home run for that.
Yeah.
And then the ones I got wrong is Gurriel will lead the team in home runs at the end of July.
Yeah, he was tied for 3rd, I believe.
Did you really just say that?
Ketel Marte will lead the team in doubles for the month of July. Also didn't happen.
No, he was actually dead last of everybody because he just mashed homers instead of doubles.
Yeah.
He had 1 double in the entire month.
Dbacks shut out Pirates in one game of the August series, and that didn't happen.
Nope, that did not happen.
Did he really say that?
And so, yeah, that's it. And then, so let's talk about what Dad did. All right, so I said that the Dbacks would win every series from July 12th through August 4th. That's a total of 6 series. And you know what? They did.
Oh, yeah, I said that. Really? Oh, yeah.
They've been on an awesome run. It's been super fun. Then I said the D-backs would acquire at least 2 players at the trade deadline.
You said that. Really?
Yeah, I did. And so that was rad. They got 3, actually. Though I think one of them, I think the pickup of Josh Bell probably wouldn't have happened if Christian Walker didn't get injured. the day before the deadline. And then I said against the Pirates, when they faced Paul Skeens, he would strike out less than 7 D-backs, and he did. He only struck out 4. I actually said afterwards I should have made the prediction that Ryan Nelson would strike out more batters than Paul Skeens would, because how fun would that have been? And then what I got wrong, Jordan Lawler takes at least 1 AB at the major league level in July.
He really said that? Yes.
And yeah, he has obviously been injured. If he hadn't been injured, I'm almost certain he would probably be playing shortstop for this team right now every day. And then, or most days. And then Jake McCarthy, I said would get traded before the deadline. And I'm pretty happy that didn't happen. But, you know, if he stays on this torrid pace, maybe you can cash him in on the offseason and fill a hole elsewhere. Dbacks will trade for a left-handed hitting or switch hitting third baseman before the deadline. Frankly, there was pretty much no need of this by the time this prediction, by the time the trade deadline came around. Eugenio Suarez has been the best hitter on the team for pretty much the last 7 or 8 weeks now. And, the last 5-ish weeks or so. And there's really no reason to do that any longer. And then I also said AJ Puck would start his D-back career with 7 scoreless appearances, and I believe he gave up 1 run in the 4th or 5th appearance that he had with the D-backs. So didn't quite make it all the way through. Would have been super fun if he did. And that leaves us with our stat lines on the season. Phoenix, tell us what our stat lines look like.
So our stat lines are for, I'm going to start out with Dad. Dad, or Chris, I guess, his batting average is .3886. I just whistled.
Yeah, you did. That was awesome.
He has 3 doubles and 3 home runs.
Yeah.
For me, probably the best hitter on the team, like Lourdes. I have .390 batting average, 5 doubles and 3 home runs.
Yeah, woo! You've really been picking up the pace here.
Yeah.
Falling behind on all of it. So that brings us to our straight up predictions for the next round of Did You Really Just Say That? And so, Phoenix, I want you to kick this off, because my third prediction, I've got a little bit to say about that one, but I want you to start for us.
All right.
Yeah, and make them good.
Yeah. So, my first prediction is D-backs will be ahead of the Padres in the NL standings by the end of August.
Yeah, woo! Woo! I think I projected that one out for a double. They're actually tied right now as we say this, which means they've got they get to play I think they play the Padres this month. Maybe not. I know they play the Dodgers. And I thought they played the Padres on that same swing, but maybe not. So yeah, it's going to be fun. It would be awesome if they stay ahead of the Padres for the rest of the season. That would mean they are for sure getting, I would say, not for sure, but pretty much for sure going to be getting into the playoffs if that's the case. So very cool. Yeah, they're both the Padres and the D-backs are 4.5 games behind the Dodgers for the lead. So, all right. Anything more you have to say about your prediction?
Nope.
No? All right.
Nope.
Well, except for...
Yeah, you just said that.
Yeah, I just said that.
All right. So, D-backs, my first prediction is that in the upcoming 4-game series against the Phillies, the D-backs will out-homer the Phillies.
That's right. You just said that.
Yeah, so they are projected right now. The D-backs are projected to face 2 lefties in their 4-game series. If you pay attention at all to our show, you know the D-backs have arguably the best offense in all of Major League Baseball versus lefties. They have the most runs scored versus left-handed pitchers this season in Major League Baseball, and it's really not even close. The Phillies on the season have hit 10 more home runs than the D-backs. But since the start of July to today, these numbers might be a little off, but 10-ish more home runs. The D-backs have hit 10 more home runs than the Phillies over the last essentially 5 weeks of ball, 4 weeks because there's the All-Star break in there. So, yeah, for the last 30-ish games, D-backs have out-homered the Phillies by about 10, but on the season, D-backs, the Phillies have about 10 home runs more than the D-backs. So it'll be interesting to see how, if the D-backs hot streak holds, that means they'll probably win this one. But if the Phillies come back around, because they've been playing like absolute garbage recently, if their bats come back alive here for this series, I could easily see them taking that. But I think the D-backs do it. They're so hot right now. Those D-backs are so hot right now.
Yeah, they're so hot. All right. So, you got anything more to say?
No, go ahead.
All right. I said the D-backs will win their next 5 games in a row.
Did you really just say that?
Yes, he did. I did. So next 5 games in a row, you got, 2 more against the Guardians then?
Yep.
And then got to win 3 straight against the Phillies. Like I said, Phillies have been playing kind of like garbage recently, so I can see that happening. But I believe those are the 2 best teams by record in all of Major League Baseball.
Record schmacker.
And so I mean that's an absolute home run.
Yeah, but we're the D-backs.
If they win the next 5 straight games, I think it might be time to put them in the top tier of baseball teams with the Phillies, the Dodgers, the Guardians, and the Orioles, and say they belong right in that conversation with those teams. And they will be ahead of the Phillies. I mean, that's going to be awesome. They got, who's coming back? Who's pitching tonight? Do you remember?
Eduardo Rodriguez.
Yeah, he's making his debut. Woo! That's going to be awesome to watch him finally pitch for the D-backs. Been waiting a long time for this. So
I know. Since free agency.
He's going to be fun. And it's going to be a great series. These next 6 games in general versus the Guardians and Phillies are just going to be so much fun. All right, so my second prediction is that the combined runs scored. We're going to the Phillies series again. A lot of Phillies talk here.
Yeah.
I guess we faced them in the World Series. It's kind of a thing now for the rest of the for probably a few seasons to come. The combined runs scored by the Phillies and the D-backs for the first game of their series will be 15 or more.
Did you really just say that?
And I say that because the worst pitchers for each team are projected to be pitching that day. For the D-backs, you have Jordan Montgomery, owner of an ERA north of 6 for this season. As we all know, Jordan Montgomery has been pitching pretty horribly. And wouldn't mind, well, we'll talk about that later. And then Colby Allard is pitching for the Phillies. And Colby Allard has an ERA north of 6 for his entire career. So you got 2 pitchers who give up lots of runs, and I think it's going to be a high scoring event here that first game. So we'll see if that one turns out. But yeah, I would guess 15 runs or more. What do you think if that's the case? I mean, the D-backs have been scoring a lot of runs recently, obviously.
Yeah, they're going to do 14, I bet.
Yeah, 14. I mean, all right, that's fair. I think it's going to be a lot, but 14 would not surprise me at all. But yeah, I think they'll get 15. So what's your third and final prediction here, Phoenix?
My third and final prediction has to be my favorite player on the D-backs, Lourdes Gurriel, will have more doubles than Eugenio Suarez.
And is that on the full season? It's on the season,
yeah,
right?
Yeah, that's on the season.
And what's the story between those two guys? Where are they right now?
So they both have 17 doubles, and I think that Eugenio Suarez is going to be too busy smashing home runs that he's not going to have any doubles.
I love that.
And Lourdes is just gonna have two. Is gonna hit on the wall.
Yeah, he's good. Yeah, he's gonna have. They call that warning track power.
Yeah.
And so I love it. Yeah, I agree. I think Suarez probably will be too busy smashing home runs, and Lourdes will have the opportunity to pass him. It's a good prediction, though. I like when it's between two players on the team. We haven't been doing a lot of predictions like that, but I think that's a really fun prediction. All right, yeah, very cool.
He really said that? Yes.
And so my third and final prediction is I'm gonna go on a little bit of a rant here, okay?
Yes.
Okay.
It is nerding on the Dbacks after
Yep,
all.
we're gonna nerd out on these Dbacks. So here we go. Barring any new injuries to the starting rotation, Jordan Montgomery gets moved to the bullpen when Merrill Kelly returns.
He just said that.
That's it. That's
Yeah,
it.
you just said that.
And so I think, let's see. So Merrill Kelly, let me say that again. Jordan Montgomery will get moved to the bullpen when Merrill Kelly returns. Merrill Kelly is projected to return in not exactly 1 week, but he's projected to return on August 12th. My guess is the decision is between Montgomery and Ryan Nelson. Here's the thing. This is the big leagues. You are in your spot on the roster by merit. I see this situation no different, and I hope the D-backs don't either, than removing Sewald from the closer role. See, they're both the respective highest paid players and most veteran players on their pitching unit. And this isn't Little League where the coach's son gets to keep pitching or finishing games on the bump, despite being a detriment to the team's chances to win versus other options on the team. No, this is the big leagues. If you aren't one of the top 5 pitchers that give your team the best chance to win each and every game, especially when your team has a very tenuous grasp on a playoff spot, right now they are only up by like 1 game. You don't get to keep starting games if you're not one of the best 5. It's a disservice to the other 25 guys in that clubhouse who have put the team in this position to make the playoffs at this point. And if the decision is made to send Nelson down to AAA and Monty keeps pitching to a tune of a 6 ERA and the D-backs miss the playoffs by a game or two, which if you think about the difference between the runs given up by Ryan Nelson and the runs given up by Jordan Montgomery, it comes out to about 20 runs for the rest of the season if they keep pitching the way that they have over the last 2 to 3 months. Then that is almost exactly the amount of runs that would equal 2 games less in the standings. And so you can't be doing something like that. If they literally miss the playoffs by a game or two because of that decision, that's legitimately a fireable offense by all the decision makers involved. That's ridiculous. I'm not saying you waived or DFA Monty. You could. It's not the worst idea to see if anyone wants his contract for the remainder of this year and next year. I'm just saying. But he'll probably be needed as a long reliever in the bullpen with 2 starting pitchers coming back from injury, and they're both going to be on pitch counts. No, the worst idea is keeping Monty in the rotation over Ryan Nelson. There's almost nothing these guys could do over the next 2 weeks to change my mind on this. Over the next week, not 2 weeks, week. See, Montgomery has the 2nd worst ERA of all Major League Baseball players with at least 16 starts this season. Kenta Maeda is the only guy who has a worse ERA, and it's by a fraction of a run. It's by like 0.12. And he's already been moved to the bullpen. He got the hike, and he's not even on a competitive team. He's on a team that is not going to be making the playoffs this season. D-backs are trying. Nelson leads the rotation, dating back to May 5th. That's 3 full months of Major League Baseball. That's half a season in the big leagues. Nelson leads the Diamondbacks rotation in Fangraphs WAR. Let me repeat that. Over the last 3 full months of the Major League Baseball season, that's half a season, Ryan Nelson leads the Diamondbacks rotation in Fangraphs WAR. Dating back to May 22nd, Ryan Nelson leads the pitching staff, the rotation, in ERA, innings pitched, and fielding independent pitching. It's by no means a stretch to say that over the last 2 to 3 months now, Ryan Nelson has been the best pitcher in the D-backs rotation. If the playoffs started tomorrow, I can imagine the D-backs choosing to have Jordan Montgomery pitch over Ryan Nelson in one of the 3 starting pitchers in the wild card round. It'd be ludicrous, absolutely ludicrous. Well, I got news for you, D-backs. The playoffs already started. There's no margin for error at this point. The upside for Jordan Montgomery over the next 8 weeks is what Ryan Nelson is and now has been for the last 8 weeks. Jordan Montgomery, like Paul Sewald, is a professional. If he no longer is one of the best choices for the role he was brought in to fill, he needs to take on a different role that helps the team optimize their chances to win. Because that is the only goal that matters. Win. Seawald is taking it like a champ. And he's likely going to get called upon to finish and close out ball games again this season. Until then, he needs to pitch his best in the role that best helps the team right now. And he's doing that. He's doing it well. Monty's no different. He's going to take it like a champ. He'll likely be called upon to start games again for the D-backs this season. But until then, he needs to pitch his best in the role that best helps win the ball games right now. So Monty goes to the pen when Kelly returns, barring any injuries to the starting rotation before then. End scene.
That sounded like a speech.
I just don't get it. I don't know how you keep Montgomery in the rotation over Ryan Nelson. You can't do it.
The MLB debate. Or the D-backs debate. Should we keep Monty? That was good.
I'm not saying that you should get rid of Monty. It's fine. He's fine. He's a good. He's a fine player to have on the team. But man, I just say if the decision comes to send Ryan Nelson down, because you can't keep Ryan Nelson in the bullpen at this point in the season. If you not like you can with Monty. Monty you can send to the bullpen, but Ryan Nelson you got to keep him stretched out at AAA if you aren't going to have him in the rotation because pitchers break. And if one of these guys gets injured again before the end of the season, you got to have Ryan Nelson ready to step in. He can't be in the bullpen where he is not ready to pitch as a starter when or if somebody goes down. So
I'm just still in awe of that speech you just had. Okay.
all right.
Well, that's
a wrap on our show. So yeah. Anything else you have to say, Phoenix, before we go? Left you speechless, huh? Got your...
Yeah, but not you because you have speeches.
All right. So thank you for hanging out with us again.
Yeah.
Appreciate you. Please like, comment, subscribe, rate, review, and most importantly, channel your inner kindergartner.
And share.
Yeah. With who do we share it with?
Phillies fans, Dodgers fans, pretty much any
Especially other D-backs fans.
yes,
Yeah.
especially those, but mostly the Phillies fans to make
if you're
them mad.
If you're watching this, and you got kids that you might want to be getting into baseball with you and following the D-backs.
Maybe you guys could be the next
Please,
Father Son baseball show.
please
in
listen to
America.
this with your kids. They're gonna love it because this guy, he's entertaining.
Oh, me, right?
Yeah. So, all right.
I am pretty entertaining.
Appreciate you for checking us out today, hanging with us, having a lot of fun. And last thing is, take it away. Take it away.
Subscribe and
no.
comment, review. No,
Take it away.
take it away, rainbows.
Take it away, Limerick.
Oh, take it. Yeah, I knew that.
Yearning! Under!